Hello everyone. I am Aakash Bhardwaj. I work as an Office 365 developer at HCL Technologies. So today I'll be showing an SPFx extension sample that I contributed a while back. So this one is called the get thumbnail. So it's an SPFx command bar extension that uses Microsoft Graph API to fetch the thumbnail image URL of any file stored in a SharePoint document library. So let me show how it works. So here I have a document library in a site in where I have installed this SPFX extension solution. So here when I select any of these files, so at the top I'll get this get thumbnail button visible. So this button would be visible only when I have selected a single file. So for multiple selections it would be hidden, and also for the folder selection that would be hidden as well. So when I select a file and I click on this get thumbnail button, so this little dialog box would appear. So this would first of all ask me the size of the thumbnail image that I want. So here I have given some options like small, medium and large. So whichever option I select, so this would actually give me the thumbnail image URL for that size. So clicking on this copy button would copy this link to my clipboard. And now I can just open a new tab and try to access this. So same I can do for different sizes as well, like I have medium and large as well. So it would give me the appropriate size like this. So this was the basic functionality, but like I said, it would work for any of these files, whether we have a doc file or a PDF file or image file, but for the folders, it would be hidden. So let me now quickly jump over to the code. So this is my main command set.ts file. So here in the onInit method, I am assigning some variables that I'll be using later. Like I have this site ID and list ID. And then I'm using pnpjs to get the content type ID of the folder content type, because that I'll be using later on to check if my selected item is a folder. So this was the onInit method. Then in this method, I'm actually making the check like if I want to make that command bar visible or hidden. So like I said here, I'm doing that check to see if it's a folder item or and if it's just a single item selection. So only then the command bar would be visible, otherwise it would be hidden. And then in this method, I'm actually dealing with the code that the action that takes place when that command bar is clicked. So here I'm actually creating an object of this thumbnail dialog class, and I'm passing some data values to it, like this site ID, list ID, and item ID. So these three values I'll be using to actually fetch the thumbnail using the Graph API. So in this class of which object I created, so here I'm basically rendering a React component, my thumbnail dialog content component. So this component will actually deal with all the logic and would render all the UI components. So let me show this. Yes, so the render method is pretty straightforward. So just one dialog content component here that has other components like this checkmark icon that was used to show that the link has been copied. And then the text, and this is the drop down from where we can select the size, small, medium, or large. And then the text field and the primary button to copy. So what happens when I select any of the choices in this drop down is, so I call this method called the get thumbnail URL. So this has all the code that I need to fetch the thumbnail URL. So here I'm using the MS Graph client library. So this is the API endpoint I'm calling for graph, the site, list, and item. So the site, list, and item ID, followed by the drive item, thumbnails, and in the end, I'm specifying the size, whether it needs to be small, medium, or large. So to make this call using the MS Graph client, the permission that is required is the sites.read.all on Microsoft Graph. So this you can find here in the Web API permission request property. So after that, it's just simple, like since I have the URL now, so I'm just populating that in the text box, and clicking on the copy button is calling another method. I think this one, yes, the copy thumbnail URL. So this would just copy the value to my clipboard. So I guess that's all I have from this demo. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them in the chat window.
Great, very cool, very cool.